So today we're going to be talking about March Madness. No, 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 not that March Madness, this March Madness. The recent sale of the 2013 Bowman Chrome Aaron Judge Super Refractor, one of one, for $5.2 million. Now, that is a record for what's considered a modern baseball card, which is the era that generally cards were produced from 1997 and 2018. Now, why did this Judge rookie card sell for $5.2 million? And just to put it in historical context, back in 2013, you could have maybe gotten this card in a pack that you might have bought for $3 to $5, or in a hobby box that would have sold from $50 to $200. But in 2020, this card sold at a golden auction, yes, king of collectibles, for $162,000, and just 2 years later, it nearly tripled its value by selling for $324,000. So why, in this recent sale, did it sell for more than 15 times than what it did just 4 years ago? Well, one of the explanations can be that the entire market has appreciated at the top end dramatically since mid 2025, just in the past 6 to 9 months. Part of it was fueled by the purchases made by Kevin O'Leary, better known as Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank. He purchased a 2007 Michael Jordan Kobe Bryant Logo Man card. Those are logo patches from their uniforms that were then inserted in cards. He paid $12.9 million in August 2025, a record for a modern basketball card and the most expensive card sold at auction of all time. Later on, he purchased another Logo Man card, that of Michael Jordan and LeBron James, for $10.1 million. Now, you also may recognize Kevin O'Leary from his role in Marty Supreme, the ping pong movie, or you probably have seen him on the carpet at the Oscars where he was wearing a 2004 triple Logo Man card of Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron, accessorized with a Tiffany diamond and gold chain, estimated from 13 million to 30 million. Now, that is the height of accessorizing. So those purchases helped to lift up the entire card market. In fact, Fanatics, which sold this card privately, the Judge card for $5.2 million, reported that it sold 13 cards for more than $1 million each in 2025. So that helped lift up most of the important cards, a number of which were sold for over $1 million last year. This card, the 2013 Chrome Bowman Super Fractor, is Aaron Judge's most important rookie card. It was one of one, only one made. And you have to know that collectors flock to the Bowman Chrome series. They're among the most important rookie cards and the most highly desirable for collectors in baseball. This card was issued in 2013, 3 years before Judge actually made his debut in the major leagues. So because it's one of one and it's Bowman Chrome, it's combined for the most desirable Aaron Judge rookie card. The next question somebody's going to ask is, will it maintain its value? And the answer is, we don't know, because part of the value now is tied to a player's career. The biggest example of that would be Mike Trout's rookie card, which is the card that the Judge card superseded in its price. The Trout card sold for $3.9 million at the height of Mike Trout's career, when he was the best player in baseball. Unfortunately, since that time, injuries have sidelined his career, and at the same time, he's never made it to a World Series. That card then is not worth nearly what it was when it was purchased several years ago. Now, it could rebound if Trout's career also rebounds, because he is a 3-time MVP and he is probably on his way to the Hall of Fame. But it would certainly help for him to have a couple great years, and it would also help for the Angels to make it to the World Series, like Shohei Ohtani's career turned around when he joined the Dodgers. With Judge, this card was just sold at the perfect time. He had just hit a couple of home runs in the WBC, that's the World Baseball Classic. The American team was on a roll, making it into the finals against Venezuela. Judge was the captain of the team. He'd just come off of a fantastic MVP season, so his popularity, of course, is at an all-time high. For him to continue, he's going to have to continue again at this same very, very high level, being one of the top 2 or 3 players in the game, and winning a World Series would actually help him dramatically. Now, of course, the other thing, if Judge gets hurt and his career is derailed, just like what happened to Mike Trout, that value could fall. And in fact, a couple of people have said just since the American team lost in the World Baseball Classic to Venezuela, that the card may have fallen off in value in just a few days. But this remains to be seen. And this card is likely not to come back out on the market anytime soon unless there's an absolute reason for it. So that being said, the other thing I think is that most people do not realize we see all these headlines, right? 5.2 million, and it's easy to think that the whole card market is out of reach. But that's not true. If you look at the modern sports card market, there's several thousand different copies of this 2013 Bowman Chrome Judge rookie card. It was just reproduced in various forms and quantities. So you do not have to be a multi-zillionaire or wear the necklace to spend $5.2 million. You could spend as low as a few $100s, all the way up to the hundreds of thousands or into the millions. But, well, why? So when Bowman produced these cards in a series, they made several different versions of them. They call them parallels, and most of them are refractors, which means that in the light, you can see the actual color refracting in the card or sort of glistening or sparkling in the light. And what they did is they chose different refractors and they produced them in different colors and different quantities. And this helped manufacture a hierarchy of scarcity. So, for instance, you could buy a green refractor card, a blue refractor card, an orange, a red, a purple. I mean, it's a veritable rainbow of colors that you could purchase. And they were all produced in different quantities. So if you don't want to spend 5.2 million for the super refractor, you could be perfectly happy with a red refractor, an orange refractor, or a green refractor. So there are price points for every collector and every Judge fan, just starting with a regular Chrome Bowman card that you can buy for several $100s. Or you could buy refractors, a plain refractor with a PSA 10 grade. Cards, of course, are graded on a scale of 1 to 10 by several different card companies, the most notable being PSA, SGC, and Beckett, which goes by BGS. One just sold for $3,400, and that was unsigned, because you also have to look in the market that you have signed cards and unsigned cards. And currently, signed cards of modern players often are going for as much or more than the signed cards themselves. A great example was a Michael Jordan 86 Fleer card that just sold last year for 2.5 signed. And that is actually a multiple cards generally have sold in this market in PSA 10 quality between probably 175 and 250,000. But I digress. Let's go back to the Judge. So let's talk about a few examples of refractors that have sold at auction. Now, they produced green refractors in a quantity of 75, and one graded a PSA 9 sold for $3,000 unsigned, but signed a BGS 9.5 sold for over $16,000. You can see here the huge leap for a signed card over an unsigned card, and you can see the difference in value. And this does bring up a very important point. The signed card market has exploded in the last 2 years, and now some modern signed cards, such as Judge, can sell for multiples of unsigned cards in similar grading. So another example I can give you is the purple refractor, and that was an issue of 10 cards. An unsigned BGS 9.5 graded copy sold for $8,700 this year, a signed copy for $58,000. So I know there's a lot of numbers being thrown at you, but again, if you can't afford any of these price points, you can get a regular non-refractor Judge Bowman Chrome rookie card for just a few $100s. A PSA 9 copy just sold for $355. So as you can see here, there are many opportunities to buy at virtually every level of this Judge card. And if you can, you do want to buy top grades wherever possible. And you also want to buy the best that you can really afford, because those generally turn out to be the best investments. So there you have it on the current market for top Judge cards. And now it's your turn to be the judge in this March Madness.